Good morning, Instagram. No, it's YouTube. Hey, everyone. Cathy Zilski here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel and to the craft / dining room. Sometimes I don't know where I am. And I think if you followed me long enough, that should come as no surprise. So welcome to today's live. I'm so happy to have you here. Happy to see people joining in. I'm looking over there at the comments and see a number of you. Hello to Irma and Diane and Sandra and Allison. This is where we go romper room on it. You know that, right? And I see Cathy and I see Sandra. Okay, I already said that, but the comments are shiny, but it's great to have you here. Good morning and welcome. If you're catching this on the replay, of course, good afternoon. It could be the evening. But either way, if you're watching on replay, give me a comment. Tell me where you watched from. I'm glad to have you here either way. I know not everyone can reach me during the lives because, well, it's not, for some people this time is going to work. For me, it works because there's typically no one home at 11 a.m. and it's a lot easier to record and go live when there's no one here. So I don't know what we're going to do this summer. Truly, I do not, but it's going to be fine. It's going to be good. And yes, so I want to get right into it because I want to show you what we're doing today, okay? Because I think some of you are going to be pretty happy. So shall we? Hello, it's me in the circle. We're gonna work with purple. Purple, purple, purple. Now here's the thing, when I do rainbows, oftentimes I forget about purple, mostly because I create these limits for myself, right? And usually that limit is 5 colors and purple gets the short end of the stick because most of the time I use a dark pink and a light pink, so purple gets bumped. But today we're gonna use my purples, my Oxide purples. Kind of been on an Oxide kick here. And, I don't even know if they all go together. Like a lot of times when you do Oxide color combos, you choose things that are a little bit different, but I think this is going to be fun and I'm excited to show you, and not just for, the opportunity to show you my awesome hibiscus colored nails. Okay. Also, we got the little Tim Holtz Distress Brayer. I'm going to be using this today because if you haven't guessed it, I'm going to use the gel press again today because I think the gel press is pretty cool. I want to start using it more. And every time I use it, it's pretty fun. So let's pop it out. I do keep it in this little container that it came in just because I figure it'll keep it nicer. And I also just keep the little acetate on the back. Then it doesn't, pick up any mucky muck. But for the sake of viewing ability, I'm going to pop it down. Well, actually, I'm going to turn it this way because I also need a piece of scratch paper to clean off my brayer. All right, I'm going to get this in here. And again, if you're just joining, welcome. I'm so glad to have you here live. At the end, I'm definitely going to do a little Q&A because, it's once I start looking at the comments, then I can't focus on my crafting. And maybe that's okay. Maybe it doesn't have to be so rushed. I always start out a little antsy to make sure the technology is working, but apparently you can all hear me, and that's important. Okay, gosh, I see people in from Denmark, Lise, and Sean over in Ireland. So it's very cool. As I told you maybe on a past live, my dad watched one of these. My mom shared a link with him, and he said, "Cathy, you get so many people from so many places. That's wonderful." And truly it is. That's the beauty of the internet. Now I want to show you the other thing that inspired this card. I ordered these about 6 weeks ago. These are red pine stamps from Lavinia Stamps. Now this is a channel that I really enjoy watching. Partly it's the accents. They just relax me. And also because they create really whimsical, beautiful card projects. Things that you might not think are my style, right? But I feel like you can always learn something from someone who doesn't share your aesthetic, right? And so the silhouette stamping, I'm excited to use these today. And I'm actually going to create yet another Mother's Day card because the joke in my family now is, I might not send you a gift, Mom, but I'm going to send you a lot of cards. So these are the stamps that we're going to use. But first, we got to get into our background, okay? Now today for cardstock, just Neenah Solar White Classic Crest. And this is trimmed down to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 tall. I am going to be cutting it down a little bit, not much, just a little. But first, before we start here, let's get our things. It's 2 a.m. in Australia. That, my friends, that's some dedication. I wish I could just, yeah, okay. Oh yes, pop down the gel press. I think it's a fun channel, and there's a woman on that channel, by the way. Her name is Karen Telfer. I absolutely love her videos. I think she is delightful. But let's get started here. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to load up my, well, I probably shouldn't do this on the, well, no, I can do this on the press. I'm going to load up this first color, which is Spun Sugar. Now, is this purple? Well, no, it's not really purple, but we're going to load it up, and we're going to start at the top with this pink. And here you can kind of see, you know, you get this nice coating. I like this smaller brayer. I also have, and I'll show you, I have the larger one too, but when you're thinking about a smaller space and finishing something, I think it's kind of cool to have that smaller brayer. So all I'm going to do here, and I hope this is all clean enough. I'm sure it's, you know what, before I do this, I'm going to give this a quick lick and a promise, just in case there's mucky muck on here. Although it doesn't really matter, so let's just dry that. Do as I don't say and do, I don't know. Okay, it's gonna get a little squeaky here, so let's just roll on some of this Spun Sugar. And I might even do a little more, right? Just kind of pick it up and just kind of get that on like that, okay? Now, I'm gonna roll a little of it off, although it's very light, so you don't really see it that much. And I am going to move into the second color, Wilted Violet. Why do the Oxide pads always look mini? You know, if I had a mini, and I don't. There's not a single one on my craft/dining room table because I worked so hard to clean my space. But I wish I had one to show you side by side. Unfortunately, I would have to leave the camera, and we can't have that. We got to stay on task, friends. All right. Brain donkeys. Yes, it is a funny word, isn't it? And also, just for the record, I don't even know why I have never used these before. Like, this is a new thing for me. I'm sorry, I just saw a flying thumbs down. Namaste. Okay, let's roll on some of this color, okay? And again, I'm just gonna get that in here. There'll be a little band of it. I think I'm gonna go back over with a little pink at the top. And I'm just gonna roll this off onto this to clean it. And then I'm going to, again, do a little more Spun Sugar at top. Oh, hello from India. Tim said the minis can't, oh yeah, there's something about that the pads just can't be mini. All right, because of the consistency. Oh, I saw, okay, maybe they took it off. All I saw was one flying thumbs down when I peeked up. And you know what? That's okay. Because you know what they say, not everyone's cup of tea is going to be Darjeeling. I don't know if that's what they say. All right, we're going into Seedless Preserves. And this, I actually think this is my favorite purple of all of the purples, especially in Oxide. Like, it's so creamy and gorgeous. And as you'll notice too, I'm trying to get a nice even coating. So just take your time. You know, if you're loading up a brayer, just let it get nice and coated. Look at that. I got people from Learnington Spa, England. Don't know where that is, but one day, you know what they say. All right, I'm going to put the Seedless Preserves on here at the bottom and then overlap with where I put the Wilted Violet. And here's what's so funny. It doesn't even look like much, right? Like, you can barely see it. Kind of going with a light hand. And now let's roll that off. All right. And actually, good point, Mal, that even if there's a thumbs down, YouTube still counts it as engagement. And I'm getting over it. It's all good. So I'm going to take my paper and just pop it right in the center like this and press. Well, hello down in Southern California. Yes, someone here, and one of you probably did it, someone gave me the suggestion to put a piece of white cardstock underneath so that I could see what I was doing. And that's smart, because I actually played around with this idea off camera last night when I was just playing and having some fun. And yeah, all right. So now, should we do it? Should we peel and reveal and see what we get? I think it could be pretty. There comes the magic. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's actually really pretty. I love it. So here's what we're going to do. Now you can look at what you have and you can say, all right, I think I'm going to have just a little bit more of a blend here. I'm going to just pick up a little more of this and just kind of just kind of go like this. And actually, I just want to fade it more, right? Just let it go up like that. Fade, 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 fade. Because I would like to get a little more of an overlap with that purple. The thing about this too is, you know, you can't really go wrong. I mean, you're just playing, you're just layering things, and it's going to look different every time, right? But it's such a quick way to get some color. I'm going to bring in a little more spun sugar, okay, just for the top. Let's see here. This pad feels a little dry. I do have re-inkers for all of these, which is kind of cool. Oh, my friend Simon's here. I always just see someone saying hi to Simon, and then I know, oh, Simon's here. That kid's going places. Okay, I'm just going to do a little more here, like that. So just kind of keep going until it looks how you want it to look. And that's, well, that's the beauty of the gel press, right? Pick it up. See how that pumped up the pink up top? Ooh, I like that. I don't know what happened down there, but I'm not too worried about it. Now, normally I would go and wash this off completely, but I'm just going to wipe it down and set it aside. But isn't that fun? I'm tempted actually to get a circular gel press too, because I think they're so fun, but I only have the one for right now. And so here's what we got. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Oh, I love it. Okay. The next thing I'm going to do is most definitely something that I learned from watching the Lavinia Stamps channel. And I will tell you this too. I put a link below. They actually sell a set of masks for circles. I don't have that. I think it's coming to Simon Says Stamp. I think it hasn't quite been listed yet, but they're very cool. And I just die cut myself a little circle. Yeah, that's so super simple. And I hope I don't mess this up, so wish me luck. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to take a little bit of Wilted Violet. And, okay, so here's the thing. I have a video coming soon about how I decided to label some of my handles. I don't have enough tools for every color under the sun, and that's fine. I don't think you need it. You know, you can blend things out. In fact, I'm just going to kind of wipe this off over here. But I'm going to create a little moon area for my trees, and I want to do this first because I want to stamp my trees on top of everything once I'm done, and it'll all make sense. But here's all I'm going to do. Actually, I'm going to, picking up a little here like this, very lightly, and all I'm going to do is just pop my circle there. Okay, so basic. All right. Hold down my finger, try not to move. And this is where I need to be brave and not worry about getting mucky fingers. I'm just going to work gently around the circle like this. Just kind of blend it out as lightly as I can. And I'm really going with a light hand here. Well, I didn't there. That didn't work so well. I'm trying to go with a light hand. You can kind of see it didn't really light hand so much there. Okay, let's keep going. Coming around in an awkward angle. And again, go like that. Because I'm just trying to create an outline to my moon. That's all. And actually, I've got an idea here. I think if I play my cards right, I can just take some spun sugar here. I'm going to load up this brush, which doesn't really have anything on it. Hold my finger down and then just kind of go like this over the edge there to kind of soften that up. Like that. See that? Isn't that cute? I think doing stuff like this is just so cool because, again, I learned this from watching that channel just to create this sort of moon look for the card. Now, let's take a look at how we're going to cut this down, because what I'm going to do here, I'm going to bring in this. You know, I love this set. And by the way, one of these days I'm going to do a video on my favorite tools. Like some of them are going to be expensive, some of them are not expensive, but these are, you know, the things that I use the most. I think this is probably number 2 on the list because I use this to cut out every panel unless I'm teaching a class where that is not an available supply. But what I want to do here is just trim this panel down a little bit. So I am going to get my die cut machine. Now, I don't know if you've been following me, you may or may not remember or recall. I bought an electric die cut machine and I love it, but the problem is I can't pick it up and bring it for lives. And so instead, I bring my trusty spellbinders. And I will say this, I've had this machine now for 3 years. Does that sound right? Yeah, I think about 3 years. It's a fantastic machine. And honestly, you know, the only reason I don't use it is off camera when I'm doing a lot of die cutting because it hurts my wrists. And yeah, after this video too, I will update my description below and just make sure that I pop in the Lavinia Stamps channel because again, I love watching it. I find it very relaxing and it's a totally different style than me. And like I said, you can always find inspiration anywhere, right? Okay, we're gonna, oh, listen to that. Ooh, this is hard and loud. See, that's where I don't love having my face on camera. I made a joke the other day in one of my videos because I could see my face about just ignore that, it's my resting craft face. Some of you thought that was funny, and I just want to say I appreciate all of you for noticing my little funny that I made here. Okay, resting craft face indeed. Okay, so here's my panel. Now what is that? Well, you know, sometimes you're going to get a little schmutz on there. I got something in my moon. And I will tell you the truth. Sometimes, let's see if I can find it. I'm going to grab. Sometimes you'll get some schmutz on here. And actually, let's zoom in just a little bit, shall we? Sometimes I just use, and I didn't list this below, but just a good old-fashioned adhesive eraser because, oh, that's perfect. It will pick up things sometimes that your die cut machine pops on. It's different than using a mono sand eraser, but this thing is fantastic. Picks things up like butter. So let's grab my Misty tool here and let's do some stamping. Now here's the other fun thing that I am super into right now, and that is this ink. This is brand new to me. I absolutely love it. Again, learned about this from the Lavinia Stamps channel, and I thought, well, I'm going to try VersaFine Clair once and just see what I think. I've used it now in 3 videos, so I think I really like it because it's super inky and super dark. And what we're going to do here is we are going to stamp a few trees. The beautiful thing is I'm going to have, I think I'm going to have 3 trees, and I just want them to have different depths, right? So, yeah, let's get this one about here. Pick it up like this. And where is my tool? Okay, do you know about this tool that I've been using? You know how this started on the Gina K channel because her neighbor Chuck made her a little tool, has a little pad on the bottom, a little piece of wood, and a doorknob. Is it called a finial? I just call it a doorknob. But my friend, well, become a friend, Debbie, a woman started a company called Stamper Secret, and she is now making these in different sizes. I have the one on the right is called the Debbie. This one is called the Nicole for smaller hands. And it's really designed for people like me who have wrist issues. I love the Misty tool, but I do not like to press like this because that hurts the wrists. And if the wrists don't work, mama doesn't make any money. So that is the tool that I have been using and I love it. All right, let's ink up our first red pine tree. Here's the thing about trees too. I have a number of silhouette trees and I'm going to use the Nicole on this one because it's for smaller hands. The thing that I love about trees, they can be for any subject, any season, right? Now look at this. Look at this pressure, right? Does not hurt because my hand stays in a neutral position. I love that. Then I'm going to really, oh, look at that impression too. That's fantastic. Come in here quickly, just wipe that off the bottom. Doesn't that look good? Oh, so cute. Okay. And I think I will take the next tree and I'm going to position this one a little more in the center, like popping you up like that. Okay, we'll have a little overlap. There's no real rhyme or reason. I'm gonna clean this off. I'm just gonna use 3, right? I like the odd numbers. And before I use this again, I'm just gonna kind of dampen it a bit. I don't know if you've ever done this, but sometimes I'll clean off a stamp, excuse me, and there's still a little water on it when I go to put it down on my paper. And then all of a sudden I've transferred water where I did not want it to be. Yes, okay. Okay, I see a question from Aisha. And also here's something too. If there's a question you ask and I don't see it because I'm, doing this over with the thing with the deal, you can save it for the end too. And I will try to get back to some of your questions. So Aisha, there's no difference. Well, okay, I don't know that for a fact. It's just a different ink. I believe it is, well, could anyone out there know? It must be oil-based because you can paint with it, just like the regular VersaFine Onyx Black, which I also use, but I just wanted to try this and I have just loved it. Okay, so we're going in here, pressing it down. And again, neutral position. Okay, it is a pigment ink. Yeah, I think it has, I heard something that, oh, look at that impression. Isn't that great? So inky. So inky. Wiping you away underneath just to get that off. And we're going to do one more tree. So yeah, maybe I saw something where someone said it had some oil in it. Yes, and Belinda is right. Okay, thank you, Gil's Guiding Light. It is oil-based. You cannot use Copics with this type of ink because it will, well, it will smear. It won't work. Now I'm going to make this tree even smaller over here, right? Isn't this cute? Look at my little, and there's more coming. We are not done with this yet. It's only 11:22. My tree's coming down a little, and I like that spacing. Just, nothing too fancy. I might not even trim this down. I haven't decided yet. It's definitely going to be a panel, and it's definitely going to be for my mom. Okay, did we ink that up enough? I think we did. And again, pushing in. Here's what's so cool too. Okay, number one, the Misty tool is the only reason I stamp and make cards. I'm going to say that straight up. But this ink is so black that I'm only stamping it once. I'm not even going in with the second pass, which I do with a lot of my black inks. Like if I'm doing something where I Copic color, I actually just filmed a video that's coming next week, and I did oh, I must have shifted that a little. Still looks fine. I kind of got a little talky there, but there you go. Normally, like if I'm using Memento Tuxedo Black, I almost always stamp it twice. Maybe my pad's a little dry, but that is my card. All right, here we go. Oh, it's pronounced Jill. Okay, I am, oh my goodness, Jill's Guiding Light? Not Gil's. I got you. Okay. Gil, I meant Jill. You know it's all good. Like GIF and GIF. How do you say that word? I say GIF. See, that's my problem. I call an animated graphic a GIF. I'm old school. But I also pronounce the hard, no, do I call it Gestalt or do I call it Gestalt? Yeah, now I can't remember what I do. All right, let's pop this over here for now. We're going to do some more stamping, but we're going to do a little more ink blending here. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I have an idea and I need some paper. Let me grab a piece of cardstock, because what I want to do is I want to create some distance and depth. So I'm going to just peel myself a little bit of a background with mountains. Nothing heroic, right? This is just about as basic as it gets. And what we're going to do I want to go that way? I can't remember. Okay, I think I'm going to go this way, right? Just hold that in place. Because it's me and I move things all the time, I should probably put a little tape down. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to create some layers of depth and shadow with a mountain range in the background. And all I'm going to do is just ink this up, hold this down, and just work my way across this. Oh, see, that's what happens. I always do this. All right, let's hold it down a little. I got to move to the side. It wouldn't be a Cathy Makes a card without some glitches, because that's how we roll. All right, so I'm just creating a layer of Purple Mountain's Majesty. Uh-huh. See, Winnie, you're right. I totally have, right? Look at this. I mean, I feel like, you know, who am I right now? I'm making stuff that I never even knew I could do. But we're going to tape this down again because I do think I'm going to be slipping. All right. And again, we're just going to come in here. I'm going to go a little lighter on this one. Right? I don't know. Didn't Bob Ross say something about, you know, if you're working your way through, it gets lighter in the distance and it's the closer in the, I don't know. I've watched a lot of Bob Ross videos. He used to put me to sleep. Oh, look at that. See? Got another mountain layer in there. Crazy, right? Purple mountains, majesty. I don't know. Is there a legal case for me to use that song? Okay. I'm going to go like that. And here's what's kind of cool too, is like, I'm not going to bring in the other purples. I'm just creating that line. Easy peasy, breezy, Zach Parisi. It is hockey season. All right, see that? Now we actually have Misty Mountains. Wait, isn't that a Led Zeppelin song in the purple? Yeah, I can't remember. I should know because I am a Led Zeppelin girl at heart. All right, I'm going to keep adding a little depth to this, and I'm gonna take a piece of Post-it tape. He used to put me to sleep. Thank you, Simon. I'm just gonna do this so that my fingers don't translate, so that my fingers don't, you know, add anything that shouldn't be here. Okay, we're gonna do a little up here. I'm just gonna go around a little. I mean, I still want it to be light at the top, right? I don't want to lose what I have there in the center, but I do want to just kind of keep going around up here for a little more depth and dimension, right? And I think this spun sugar is kind of cool at the top, right? Because it does provide that sort of light. I'm going to come in here too a little bit. Sort of that light little feeling. Yeah, I don't know. Pretty purple. Jethro Tull. Oh my gosh. I don't know how many of you will date yourselves with this. We have always done a karaoke party for New Year's Eve, and there's always one year there was a guy who basically did Aqualung, and it was the funniest thing you have ever seen because that is, in my opinion, one of the scariest songs ever written. Okay, so that's the basic look, right? Kind of cool. Are we liking this? I'm gonna go like this. Now I'm just gonna take okay, so here's the thing though. I don't want water to hit what I have stamped. So maybe this isn't a good idea. Yeah, you know what? We're not gonna do it. I was gonna take a fan brush and tap on some water, but well, okay, let's see what happens. I don't know, maybe just a little. I just got this fan brush. It's a Royal and Langnickel, and I've made a request to have these in carried at Simon's to stamp because the Zen Royal and Langnickel brushes are cheap brushes that work fantastic, and I love them. So I'm just gonna, and they create a really nice splatter pattern, and I just want a little, right? Nothing. It's like such a light pattern. You can almost barely see it. I'll take this little guy like this and just go boop. Bet you didn't know that you could boop that, right? Yeah, isn't that glow effect cool? I didn't discover that on my own. Again, watched a lot of Lavinia stamps. I still think I could have done a little better here around the glow. You know, it's a little, well, let's see. It's a little chunky. And again, I could try to just kind of blend that out a little. See if I can get that. Now I'm just messing it up, so I should probably just, well, actually, look at that. Look at that. You can do that. And that might help it just to soften a little. That's where I kind of got a little heavy-handed with it, but I think it's fine. Okay. Here's the next step. So I had this idea of making this a Mother's Day card because to prove my point, you do not need to have you know, a specific look and feel for Mother's Day, right? Why not just go this route? So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to set this aside right now so that this can not get fingerprints on it. And I'm going to show you what we're going to stamp next. I am going to do something from this guy. And let me get my cardstock here. This is my, what is this called? Sassy Mama? Sassy Mama. And it's a Mother's Day set or just a mom set if you want to send some, you know, greetings to your mama. And I've made a couple cards, and after this video is done, I'll probably add some cards in the upper right. So if you're catching this on replay eventually, I will be adding some more video links here. Because what I'm going to do for this one is today, let's celebrate your greatest achievement. But can I show you something that I did the other day because someone told me to, and it actually worked? All right. Now, it may not work today because, you know, when you're doing something live, it just might not even. Okay. So this is the die, right? For today, let's celebrate your greatest achievement. And sometimes I have a hard time lining these up. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut this out first. So I forgot that I was going to do that. Let's grab my die cut machine. And, you know, some of you may be thinking, what are you doing? And others might be thinking, oh yeah, I do that all the time. All right, we're in a little tight here, but I'll show you what I'm going to do. All I'm going to do, pop this on, cut out the shape for the greeting, bringing you through, and we're going to grab that piece and this, and I think we're done with the die. Okay. Now, if this doesn't work, I actually did this as a test, and it worked, and I was super geeked because I thought, well, this would save me having to make templates, right? So here's how it goes. First things first, I'm going to take a bit of purple tape like that. Just go right over the back. Rub that down because it's gonna hold some things for me. Then I'm going to take my oh no, I'm not going to do that yet. Okay, hold on. Here's what we're going to do. Now I'm going to take my greeting and I'm going to place it right into that opening. And I might have to get my head into the way here, but I think this will be, you know, sort of a revelation for some of you, because these can be tricky to, you know, figure out. But here you can kind of move it around. This especially works if your stamp is at all stained. Now mine is not. Yeah, getting way over here. You can see the top of my head. Let's say that's good to go. Also, I hear someone starting up their yard work. You never know what's going to happen when you're live. There are storms, just so you know, in our forecast here, and if I lose power, we'll have to imagine how it all turned out. Okay, we're popping back in, right? And now we're gonna. Oh, well, that's smart too, Allison. Look at you. Okay, I'm putting lots of powder on just because, you know, we don't like it all to stick. And again, there are so many ways to do this. And again, if you learn something new, give it a try, right? That's what I've been doing. Like, I'm going to ink up here with my sticky ink. I am going to bring it down. I'm going to add gentle pressure, not too much, because I don't want to make those letters get too squished down, right? That is not great. Let's try it anyway. All right, I'm going to set you here. We're going to get you out of the way. And I'm going to bring in, I mean, it's not horrible. I'll show you two ways. Okay, I mean, I'll show you the second way that I did off camera. But actually, that doesn't look bad at all. So then I'm just sprinkling on like that. Oh, that's not bad. Look at that. I mean, it's a little off, but I'm pretty impressed. Okay. Again, I would have never thought to do that. Oh, Allison, if it seems to have frozen, refresh and go, because my stream is working. We have a stream. I just pulled up my bra because we're getting a little out of hand. Okay. Unfroze, but there you go. So, that's not bad. It's not bad, but I am going to take my brush just a little. There is something on there. It's a piece of fuzz. That's weird. All right, we got to get the craft pick. And to get the craft pick, something got stuck to. Weird. I can't get it. But I think you can appreciate what I'm trying to do here, right? Let's see if that will come up. Better. No, something's still there. No. Oh my goodness. If you could see what I'm seeing, It's a fuzz. There we go. All right, I think I lost too much powder, but it's okay. We're going to go ahead. We're going to heat it up. All right. And let's get you there. And bring it in heat. Oh, it's going to loosen that tape. But you know what, Cathy? That's not bad. Because now all I have to do is pop it out. I'll get the tape off the back here. Let's scrape that away like that. Oh, what is happening? And I have my greeting. That is not bad. Can I show you the one that I did off camera? I will show you the one. It's about the same. Well, no, it's a tiny bit better. See that one? Oh, it's a different color cardstock. You know what I think? I think I did. This is Black Onyx Tsukineko Designs. This is Simon Says Stamp 100-pound black. I'm gonna go with the one I did off camera because you know it's my mom. Okay, but you know it's like I feel like I have a new thing to try. And that's the new thing to try. So let's start building the card. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to grab a piece of white cardstock. And I'm going to score this. All right. How are we doing out there, friends? Doing okay? You know what? A little mini die cut machine. I have seen those. They're very cute. There's like the Sidekick. Isn't that one? And although I'm truly running out of space in the craft/dining room. If you have seen my tour, you know where I work. I mean, I kind of wish I could actually get a few extra cabinets, but that ain't happening. Okay, I'm looking for my bone folder. Yes, my neighbor is, God love him. He's out doing something with power tools, and I hope that it's not picking up. You just don't know what's going to happen during the day. Okay. I'm going to close this up a little bit like that. I should do a card with vellum and acetate. I don't, you know, it's funny. Kind of like the other day when someone had said to me, Cathy, why do you, oh, and actually we're going to have to, well, we're going to stamp on the inside of this too. And we're going to, did I bend my cardstock? Look at that. I did. So guess what? We're flipping it over. Someone had asked me a few weeks ago why I never used my Distress Oxide inks. And I said, I just forget about them. Now all I've been doing is Distress Oxide inks for the last, I don't know, couple weeks, and it cycles in and out. You know what I mean? Oh, Gina's neighbor does the same. Yeah, you know, you can't control the neighbors. And the craft/dining room is just not a soundproof world, let me tell you. It is really not. Luckily, my neighbors who literally, I look right into my neighbor's office, and she obviously looks into here and probably wonders, I don't know what Cathy does, but it looks like she's talking to herself a lot. They're both professors at the university, and they're working at home too. But they're quiet. They're quiet during the day. My neighbor on the other side, when he's home, he's loud. He's a nice guy. Okay, foam tape. All right. Oh, just ordered Sassy. Well, thank you. Appreciate that. Okay, I do. I think this is cute. And again, is this my style? I mean, I trimmed it down a little. You know what I mean? and I think it's fun to try something new. Again, I have been doing, I did a card recently, and it says on the front, trust yourself. And it has also silhouette stamps. I have a few silhouette stamps that I wanted to think about. So I have this Simon Says stamp set that's really cool that I used in that video. I have stuff from Tsukineko called Natural Silhouettes. That's an awesome set too. And that's why I knew if I get this set, I know I'll be able to use it. And I just have wanted it for a while. Okay, I'm going to stand up for a second because for me, I like to stand up over the card, and actually I got to get it off that white circle because I find that, or not white circle, do you know what I mean? I'm going to move it all the way over. That white banner is cool, but sometimes it throws me off. So I'm a little off camera here just so that I can get this lined up and pressed. Now, if you can't stand up, you know, you can always just push it away from you as far as you can, and that's pretty good. See that? So now it just has a nice little banner of white around it. Now, here comes the greeting. And this greeting won't make any sense unless we stamp the other sentiment on the inside. So we're going to do that too. First things first, let's get some foam squares here. Just a few. And you know, I may want to, yeah, I'm going to have to cut one. I am all about creating support for every part of your card, especially when you have the little parts that stick out. So I'll just cut and cut like that. And then I'll pick it up. Well, that one's a little, no, you just mucked that up. Let's get that. I'll pick it up. Let's try this again. I'll pick it up with my picker tool, my pokey tool, my craft pick, and then lay it right there, right? So you support. Gotta support. Support can be beautiful. Now I'm dating myself for real. And I just want you to know, I am supported for this video. Normally, who's got time for bras, right? But not when you're going live. Thank you. All right, I'm popping that one there. That way, these just make sure, right, that they, oh, look at the placement. Won't that be cute? Okay, but before we do this, gotta blow on there. I need to stamp one more greeting. And here's the thing, I'm not gonna free range this. I'm not, you know, I'm not gonna take a chance on messing up the card. So here's what we're gonna do. Again, hope you're doing well out there. I'm definitely going to answer some questions at the end. We'll go to the old split screen. But here's the fun greeting with this. Today, let's celebrate your greatest achievement. Of course, it's me. My mom has a good sense of humor. She'll love it. It's this is the third card that she's getting with this sentiment set. So take that out for now. Here's one of the things that I do love about my Misty tool. And that is you can have something hanging out. Let's take that tape out for now. Right? You can pop it just like this. Oh, right? And I'm going to come right up here. And even though that card is a little wrinkled, I'm going to put, of course it's me, just right in the center. Like that. Right? Perfect. I know I could free range stamp it, but I'm not going to. But here's what I love, is that when I close the door, the card hangs out. It's no problem. It's not gonna bend anything. It's gonna be great. And then I can just very quickly ink this up. Where did I put my, you know, I probably should do memento. I'm gonna have to let this dry for a second before I close it. So let's go just inking you up. Of course it's me. And bring it down, grab my Nicole tool. Oh, what just happened here? Oh, the brayer was in the way. Ready? And press. Just so simple. And that's the inside greeting for the card. So it's cheeky. It's a little fun, right? I also, you know, I love this. I love the Mother's Day set, but I like being able to cut out small greetings like this. And I like, where did that tape go? I do want to keep it closed. Are we good in there? I think I'm going to pop in, just in case, I'm going to pop in a little piece of paper to make sure that that doesn't muck up the inside of the card. And now, oh, let's get you out of the way. Now we'll pop the greeting on. All right. This is fun. This is, and I will tell you, I will tell all of you right now, this is the least nervous I've been during a live. I think because I was very excited to play with this and show you this idea. And I thought about doing like some black here, but no, these trees are just coming off a hill. We don't know where that hill really is, right? It's just, it's, you know, it is what it is. But I'll get these off here. Again, you know, you can take a technique or watch anyone's channel, get some ideas. And again, I'll have Lavinia Stamp's channel linked below, but and just adapt them to what you like to create. Now, I hope this shows you all that I really do like purple. I really do. I have no issues with it. Before I pop this down, though, I am going to grab my liquid adhesive. All right, my favorite here. And I'm going to just put a little daubie on each square. I do this because, as you know, these foam squares, they are they're going to stick where you put them. And sometimes if you want to have a little bit of wiggle room, if you just put a little bit of liquid glue of any kind, then you can kind of slide it around. Okay, now let's see. I'm going to close you up and move over here. Thank you, friends. Okay, and I will open up for questions here because I really do like the idea that this is going to be just a little offset right like this. I like it kind of centered on this tree. And actually, I'm going to get I think this is straight. I'm getting better. Oh yeah, that looks good. I love the clear T-square for that reason. Pressing this down. And that is my finished card project. Huh? I love it. I think it turned out great. And, you know, for me too, it's like, I really want to, you know, keep trying different things, keep getting inspired by, you know, different sorts of, I don't know, styles and techniques and all that stuff. Hey, it's me in the circle. Well, now I'm back. So let's see. Can I zoom myself in here just a little? Nope, not that one. I don't know which one it is. EOS M50, and we're going to zoom in just a little bit here. So that is the finished card project for today, and I hope you enjoyed this. Now, if you have any questions, I am happy to answer here right now because, you know, it's, well, I'm here. And I'm not going anywhere. I do need some coffee, though. This is pretty, oh, happy little trees, right? Bob Ross would be so proud of me. So good. So good to be live with you. And I'm really enjoying this because this is giving me more experience in creating things live because I've started teaching occasionally. I taught at an event for Scrapbook and Cards magazine recently, and I did class for that. I'm teaching at an event for Concord and Ninth that is coming this summer, and I will be teaching live. And I have to tell you about that event. And again, I'll drop a link down, but it's C9 Summer Camp, and I have completed the cards, and they are so cute. And the products that I get to use, so cute. Just gonna say it, can't give any sneak peeks, but all right. I am going to, I want to transfer this question up. Sherry wants to know if you have to have a gel plate to do this technique. No, you do not. To be honest with you, you can take a piece of acetate, for example, right? And, you know, smush your color onto the acetate. That would work too. I think the thing that the gel press does, it just gives you a little more control, if that makes sense. So you just need some sort of surface that won't absorb your ink that will let you transfer it. So a piece of packing plastic that your stamps come in, you can use that. It'll give you a different look, but it'll be kind of cool. Okay. Purple haze. Yeah, I was thinking of giving this, let's see. I don't know if Lavinia Stamps has digital files. This is the first products I've ever ordered from them, and I really like it. So let's see. I'm looking for more questions. Aisha, vellum and acetate. Well, you know, I gotta think about that because I don't use a lot of them, but yeah, it's something I want to get better at. I'm going to answer this question from Andrew. What is my product cycle? How far in advance do I do my designs? And how hard is it to keep them quiet? So here's the thing. Like, I design stamps and dies for Simon Says Stamp. I'll drop a link to my collection below. We usually work about, well, let's see, April, May, June, July, August. We usually work about 4 months ahead of our release schedule. And so a lot of times what happens is it's not that hard for me because I will design the product. Like yesterday, I designed all my midsummer designs. They have been sent to production. They're good to go. They're out of my mind. When they come back to me, when it's ready to work on a release, I have forgotten what I have created. So it's a cycle of constantly creating our designs, and then they come back, and now I'm looking at, oh, that's what I designed 4 months ago, and now I'm working on it. So it's not that hard to keep it quiet. Because in a live, unless it's released, I won't talk about it. Does that make sense? So thank you, Andrew. Thank you for your question. Okay, let me see. Joan, that's a good question. Would I use distress glaze on the background before stamping the trees? I don't know. Because wouldn't that create too slick a surface for the VersaFine Clair to stick to? I don't know. If I were Christina Warner, I'd have the answer. So she has all the answers. Her and Jennifer. They're my queens. Okay, let's see now. Please create more stamps and dies that cut out the sentiments. You know what, Casey? Almost everything I do, almost every stamp set that I have with a greeting that is larger than like, well, let's see. If it's larger, if it's this size, right, where it's a little bit larger of a type size, I almost always create companion dies because people really do like it. So thank you for the question. Well, here's actually an interesting question, Mira. How does someone become a designer for Simon? Is there a process? You know, right now we have a pretty solid design team. Everybody on the team has a background in graphic design or illustration and production work. There's a lot that goes into it. It's strange that, like, for me, I've been a print designer for 30 years. That's been my career, and it migrated into crafting. You know, it migrated into this sort of thing, but my background really is in working in, you know, Adobe Illustrator and InDesign. So it's just one of those things. I mean, you can always reach out to the owner of Simon and say, I have really great, you know, ideas, but it's a tricky thing because also we love it, you know, when people know how to produce those digital files as well. It's there's more that goes into it than I knew when I first started doing stamps and dies, and I was grateful for my graphic design background because it gave me some understanding. I still get confused on certain things for production, so yeah, hope that answers that question. You do not think my lives are long enough. Well, you know what? Oh, actually, I got a new one on this, Cindy. I'll tell you what I'm super all about right now. I am all about this powder. So I don't know why I sat on that. I've had this forever. And when I use this with the Simon Black 110 pound or 100, whatever it is, the Simon Black cardstock, which I don't know if I have linked below, but I will. It is fantastic. I was using Brutus Monroe a lot too, which I love, but this Simon White Fine Detail is a fantastic powder. I love it. And I've been using it in almost every video. All right, yes. Could I please add a link to the black? Yes. When the video is over, if I do not have the links, I will go back in and I will add them. I have to wrap up the video. I'll go upstairs. I'll wait till it processes out and I will add, you know what? I'll just write a note. I'll add the black cardstock. Oh, I don't even have a pen. I will add that. I promise. All right. They will be added. You know, it is funny too, because I do my own supply lists and you would not believe how often I forget things and I have to watch the videos all the way through. Otherwise, mama doesn't know. You know what I mean? Okay. Well, you know what, Leora, that's an interesting question. No, you didn't mess them up. I don't know. It could be something to do with your humidity too. Although that doesn't make sense because I'm sure you have central air where you live, but that's a good question. That might be a question for Mr. Tim Holtz. And he's very kind. If you DM him, he'll answer. All right. From my house to yours. Oh, that's actually a fun idea. Here's something too. Melody, thank you for this. If you ever have a request that you would love to see in my style, email me, Cathy@CathyZolski.com. I get requests all the time. I have some requests set up for Christmas for next year that someone asked me, and I pin them into my board, and I try to find a way to work them in because I love when people have ideas for me. I think that's fantastic. So if you ever have something like that, email me. Happy to work on it. I actually do, Melody, have a set called Welcoming, but I don't know if that would work. Yeah, I don't know. That one might not work. All right. Oh, and Andrew, the question about Simon pairing with someone in Europe, I know that the shipping is high. So I don't know. You know, right now, Simon is a company that is small but growing and working so hard all the time. That is something that I don't know about, you know? Dorothy, I'll be sure to pass that along to my family. That you're sweet. Believe me, if you met me in person, I seem very similar, but I'm actually pretty shy and introverted, believe it or not. Distress oxides don't take super long to dry. Like right now, probably if I pushed my finger in, I think it would be just fine. So, but it does take a little longer. If you start seeing thumbprints in what you've already done, you didn't wait long enough. You can always hit it too with a heat tool. That's another thing that you can do. All right, well, let's see. Is the black, oh yeah, it's fantastic. It would make a great card base. And I thought about doing this with a black card base too, but then I thought my mom probably would, that would feel a little dark. But I was goth in college, so I'm sure that wouldn't come as a surprise to her. But yeah, it's a fantastic cardstock for a base. All right. Well, how often do I destash? Oh, actually, that's a great question, Charmin. I destash quite regularly because you know, again, if you've seen my video, I don't have unlimited space. My favorite destash is my husband's elementary school. My husband works at a school in north of where we live, and I love to send home supplies for the art teacher. I love to send supplies to the teachers themselves because we all know how hard they work. And, you know, and I know being married to a teacher, how little they actually get paid. And I love to share my supplies with teachers. And when I put together a box, Dan will take it into school and just leave it in the teacher's break room, and it's gone by the end of the day. And that makes me feel good just to give back to the teachers in his district who work hard. So that's what I most often do for destash. Yeah. Thanks for the question, Charmin. Roberta, no, I do not. I design exclusively for Simon Says Stamp. It has been such a good fit for me, and I love the folks that I work with there. They are good people, and it's an honor for me to work with them. So I only design for Simon. Yes. Yes. Here's a question from Katie. Love your videos. If you want to use color cardstock as a base, does it come in 80 and 100? It depends, right? So, for example, there are many cardstocks that kind of come, well, not that come in both, but like I have cardstock from Concord and Ninth that is more of an 80 pound. And honestly, it works great for a base. You know, not every base has to be super sturdy. I tend to use this a lot, the Neenah Solar White 110, because it is so sturdy. And I love that, especially with a simple card. But it really depends on the cardstock. Like the Simon cardstock, is it 100 pound? Gosh, I should know that by now. It really depends on the paper. Because I know, for example, there's some cardstocks from Gina K, and I use a lot of Gina K cardstock. Some of them, a few of the colors, don't come in the heavy base weight. Just a few. But honestly, I think it's fine. I think no one's going to get a card from you and say, wait a minute, that's 110 pound. What are you thinking, you know? Although they might. You don't know. Oh, the paintbrushes. Latifa, these are the Royal and Langnickel Zen. Now, I use these brushes a lot because I got them from Simon Says Stamp. They're really affordable. This is one that I ordered from Blick online just because Simon doesn't have it in stock yet, but we're working on getting it because they're affordable. I don't need high-end brushes. Let's be real. I have a watercolor video coming this weekend. And again, I use my cheap brushes. I bought a set of brushes that was I don't even know, it was like $140 or something. They're beautiful. They're above my skill level. Like I don't need nice brushes. And once I started realizing like I can use a $6 brush, it's going to look exactly the same because of my skill level, I was kind of sold on that brand. So Royal and Langnickel Zen. They're great brushes. Mary, you're not a fan of purple. I'm telling you. Oh, add the VersaFine ink color too. Okay, yes. Okay, now I'm going to grab a pencil. So I'm going to make sure to add black cardstock, the VersaFine, Clair. I will add those. There's my list. All right. Yes, Christina, that's who I learned about those brushes from, was Christina. Anyway, well, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a fun day, and I really appreciate you joining me live. Quick little housekeeping note. If you're not a subscriber, I would love to have you, because just by watching a video, you support my channel, you support my small business, and I am so grateful for that. Subscribers means maybe sometimes YouTube is going to recommend me to someone who has no idea who I am. I love getting comments from people who say, where have you been? Where did you come from? I'm like, it's the same for me. Like if I discover a new YouTuber that I didn't know about because they got recommended to me, I'm like, YouTube, thank you. So yeah, would love to have you hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. And I appreciate you for being here. So again, if you catch this on the replay, Thank you. If you joined late, you can go back and catch the beginning of the video. Again, I will update links below so that everything is current based on what I used, because sometimes what I plan and what I use are different. And yeah, I really appreciate you being here. So I hope that you have a fantastic rest of your day. I'll be back on Saturday with another video, not in this format, but hopefully you will enjoy. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.